Good morning. Good morning. Robert didn't put a notice out saying that we were going to go live, so hopefully y'all will find me. We're live, dear. Going to get some work done. Nope. Going to get some work done this morning. Waiting on Elizabeth to join us. But if not, you guys have me and Robert. Robert and I, me and Robert.
Robert and me.
Robert and me. Good morning.
Say me and him.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. It's 11 o'clock Eastern time.
You got people watching.
Yep. Not sure if Lori's going to make it this morning. She said she'd try, but she's got some stuff going on. Elizabeth should be joining us shortly. And I have 2 bags of stuff that I'm determined I'm going to be working on during this show. But we'll see. I think some days I get one thing done and some days I get a little more done. But I'll have to show you guys my little thing I was just testing before we went live. My little half Santa here.
Did you murder him?
I murdered him. Look, here, let me show you guys. I think I showed it all. Well, I don't know if the haul's been out yet. This is Mr. Christmas, which usually is good, but this one wasn't that great. Maybe 10 or so, 12 maybe, but look how cute. He goes into a tree. Beth's calling you my sidekick, not the peanut gallery.
Peanut gallery? That's like an improvement.
Yep. Good morning, Heather. I've got piles and piles to work on. I hope you guys have stuff to work on too. But I got to get this pictured. Do a video on it so I can put it in the listing. Somebody asked in one of my comments about how to put a video in. I haven't done a video on it, but I learned it from Courtney on Bolo Buddies. So if you're interested in figuring out, not using the new eBay. So true, Beth. So true. I don't want to use that new thing yet until I'm forced to. I don't like change. And clicking on the button that says you can start loading live videos on there, I didn't like. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Not yet.
Can't hear me? All right, let me go out and come back in.
Let's check your audio.
Hey.
Maybe you got switched over to the.
I don't know.
You got switched.
Oh, hold on.
Because when I checked the sound, I didn't have the mic plugged in.
Good morning, Hydran.
You got to keep getting out of the way.
Hold on, Elizabeth. I think it's Robert. Blame Robert.
There.
Okay. Oh, wait. Let me click on her. All right.
All right. Now, can you hear me?
There you go. It was Robert.
Oh,
Robert
okay.
didn't have it set up over here, so I wasn't hearing you. They may have heard you, but I wasn't hearing you.
Oh, okay.
No.
I checked the setup,
and I'm
checked
still on my
setup,
old computer.
It was right, and then I broke the setup.
Oh. Okay, start again.
Oh, I was just going to say, I thought it might be me because I'm still on my old computer where, there's a sound in the audio, a short in the audio, but I tested it and I've got it propped up. So I think if I don't touch anything, it'll be fine.
Famous last words.
I know, right? But I think now we're going to be able to go get a computer on Randy's next day off. Because we've already shopped for one, but then he had like a 9 or 10 day straight work streak where he was working most of the time from like 9 in the morning till midnight. And there was just no time to do anything. But because of that, now we've got money. So we can buy a computer, cash flow, and we've got the money to buy it outright. which is great.
That works. We all about cash, right? Cash is king, as Dave Ramsey says.
Yep. Cash is king. So how are you doing? I don't know if you saw my message yesterday, but I was cleaning in the garage, and people have been giving me boxes lately. So I was getting those kind of organized and straightened up. And Randy's been bringing home packing material. He got a promotion, which is part of the reason he's been having to work so much. But I guess now he's in a position where he gets the supplies and things as they come in. So he's able to bring home butcher paper and things like that, bubble wrap and stuff from work.
That's
So I was
good.
getting all that. Huh?
That's good because that all adds up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I've got a couple people from church now bringing me stuff. So anyway, I got that done and I thought, okay, I've got to tackle something. So I had this big box of it was like a bin of stuffed animals that I would bring home some from a yard sale and I would just stick it in there. So I brought that in the living room and I sorted them out by color. And well, first I filmed like a little haul. And so anyway, I'm gonna probably not post it quite yet until I go through. I'll do like a whole video of all the plush that I've bought for the last several months. And so you need to watch it so you can tell me what you think. See if
I
I've been making
definitely
good
will.
choices or bad choices.
Nah. With
But
plush,
anyway,
you can't go wrong. I mean, it might be $5 or it might be way more than $5, but you can very seldom go wrong.
yeah.
Very
So
seldom.
I washed one load and they all came out fine. And there, I set up a card table and put out some towels on the card table in the middle of the living room. And so far, I haven't seen any of the cats jump in the middle of it. My fear was that a cat would decide to, oh, this is a bed, and jump in the middle. But they haven't yet. So they're staying clean so far. And I should be able. How long do you usually let yours dry? Like 2, 3 days?
If it's just little stuff that's not very thick, usually I'll go a day and a half. But if
Okay.
it's big, I usually will give it a couple of days, like 3.
Okay.
So it
Sounds
just really
good.
depends on what they're stuffed with. But yeah, you don't want to pack them if the chance is that they're still damp because they may sour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beth said she wants to see your haul when you
Okay,
get it
great.
done.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys to be sure and come and watch it because I don't think my booktube people will know what to do with the plush haul. So all you reseller friends have to come and watch it.
Definitely. In fact, we'll share it so that we get everybody knowing that it's released. That way.
Awesome.
Hopefully
Give
you'll
me
get
a couple more days. I usually try to do all my filming on Wednesdays, but today I've got booktube videos to film because it's the first day of the month. And I had a big reading project for May. Actually 2 projects because I do a readathon called Middle Grade May, and along with that, a challenge called Book a Day in May. And last year and this year, I decided not only to read a book a day for myself, but to read a book a day with Emily. And so this was our second year to read a Dr. Seuss book every day because there's enough to read for he wrote an illustrated, I think, 44 children's books. And then there's others that he wrote under a different name. And then there's some that he wrote but didn't illustrate. So we still didn't get them all read. Anyway, so we're got to do a video about that. And
wasn't he Theodore Geisel or Theodore Geisel and
Lasigue.
Lasigue?
Lasigue is guys spelled backwards.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
and he wrote a lot of beginner books.
I
In
did
that
a
name.
paper on him in college.
Oh, nice. Oh, fun.
So
Yeah.
because
So altogether, including all of the Dr. Seuss books and everything I read a total of 74 books in the month of May. So
I had a children's literature class because I actually went to school to be in Hawaii, you had to become a teacher before you could do the special ed program was a master's level. So I went ahead and got my degree in elementary education. And I think one of my favorite classes ever was children's literature because we had to read so many kids' books. And I loved them. That's where I learned about, Narnia and who was the one? I can't remember. There was another Prydain, the Prydain Chronicles.
Oh, yeah,
What?
Chronicles of Prydain, Lloyd Alexander. I just finished reading
Yes.
that series last year. That was
Yep.
really good.
I loved it. And then I read
Yeah.
it to my older boys now are in their 30s, but I was going to school while they were still in elementary school. And I read most of those books to them too.
That's a
yeah,
perfect
that was my
age.
favorite class, was because I got to read so many kids' books. But,
Did you ever read many Newbery winners?
Oh yeah, and the Caldecots, and lots.
That
of
may be
them.
what Emily and I do next year, is read Caldecots, because those are mostly picture books. And I made a goal to read all the Newbery winners several years ago, and I've got about 20 left. So I've been doing a video. I have a playlist where every time I finish a decade, I do a video and I talk about all the winners from that decade. And so I have done a pretty good amount of those so far. So yeah,
I
it's a
should
good
do
project.
that. I should get away from the zombies for a little
No,
while
it's fine.
and read the Newberries.
I read a zombie middle grade trilogy by one of my favorite middle grade authors, James Ponti. He has one. It's called Dead City is the first one, and it's a trilogy, and it's a middle grade trilogy. It's very good. I really enjoyed it. So you might, if you want to do a children's zombie book, check out Dead City by James Ponti.
I will. All right, Hi, Rhonda. Even though Robert's saying hi to all you guys in the chat, I wanted to say good morning, Noel. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Rhonda.
How is Lori
Dren.
doing? Have you heard from her? Is she going to be here today?
I don't know if she's going to make it today. She said she'd try. I sent her the link, but she's got some stuff going on. So I'm hoping she'll show up. But if not, I'll just keep tabs on her. And
you guys out there who pray, say some prayers for her. She's been having some medical issues and things, and so give her some prayers up for her. Sorry if you hear rattling in the back. I have a cat who likes to make a bed on the top of my paper recycling and rattling paper.
The noise.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Let me see. What have a couple of things I did. I have been selling a bunch. I sold 9 things this weekend on Mercari. So I mean that's amazing. So I think, and then my best sell over the weekend was on Etsy. It was over $100. So thank goodness for cross listing and all the other platforms. I mean, I had an amazing weekend, even on eBay. So
that's awesome.
Finally.
I was just going through the chat. I see the hustle couple is here. Thank you so much for saying hi. And Dan and Amy, I don't know which one is here, if it's both of you, but I wanted to apologize. I got way behind in your videos again, but I was reading 74 books in May and I didn't have time to watch. I haven't had time to catch back up. So in June, I'm just chilling out as far as reading goes, and I'll get caught back up, and I'll be back in your comments again, catching up. So my apologies.
I'm terrible. I watch most of their videos. I'm sorry. And I try to thumbs up them, but I get busy over here because I watch while I'm working and I always forget to comment. Always. Sorry.
I don't comment to everybody, but that I watch, but I do try to comment to them.
I do. I watch their videos. I got to see what plush they're selling and making sure they don't poo-poo Walmart plush anymore. And
I know,
it one day
they'll be doing stuff with some kind of plush, and she'll be like, "Rebel loves Walmart," or "Rebel this," or "Rebel." She's always referencing you.
I love that. And I've got a few people who've been tagging me in Instagram posts, and that's just, it's amazing to me that I actually get noticed.
No, you are awesome. Oh, and Dan and Amy, if you're still here, I don't know if you heard me say I got out some of my plush that I've been buying to and I finally washed some because we got a washer that doesn't have an agitator. So one of the things I washed yesterday was my first Jellycat that I've ever bought, and it's a puppy. So they're always talking about Jellycat. So I don't think it's one of the super valuable ones, but I was just happy to find one.
Ooh, Rhonda, I don't know if I can do whatnot. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe later when things around here settle down. Oh, maybe during the winter when I'm not so crazy with sourcing, which probably is probably the wrong mentality. Robert's giving me the evil eye because he thinks I shouldn't not say I'm not going to do what, not yet. But
don't rule it out. Like, don't
I
burn your
know,
bridges.
but I just too much.
Noel, I caught part of your live last night. You were on another, what was it? Jiminy Flip It. She was on a live last night. I caught part of it. I did a live myself to wrap up middle grade May, so I didn't catch it till afterwards.
Who had a live last night?
Noel was on.
Oh, Noel.
I think
I missed it.
Jiminy Flip It. He usually does his on Monday, but because of the holiday, he bumped it to Tuesday. Was what he said. So, he was one of the people I subscribed to last week because or a couple weeks ago because she recommended it. Hang on, I've got a different cat over here that's making a lot of noise.
I watch him too. So it is, pretty sure. Let me go double check though, just to make sure.
I think that's who it was.
Yeah, she said it was Jiminy Flip It. That's a funny name. That's very.
They were calling her Savage, the Savage Scavenger or something. Trying to get her to change her name to Savage.
Oh, there it is. Let me see. Have I subscribed? I better have subscribed. Yeah, I'm subscribed. Before it starts. Well, good.
Beth said she found a yellow Jellycat rabbit yesterday at the bins. Awesome. Is it Dan and Amy said they just listed a Jellycat puppy. I don't know the name of mine. Do they have names? I haven't done the research yet. I just saw Jellycat and I was like, oh, Dan and Amy say get Jellycat. So I grabbed it.
Even you just got to be with Jellycat. The buyers can be very particular. So you have to be really careful with the size that you say it is. Definitely show it with because, I've listed something and when I measured it, it was 10 inches. And I got several messages from somebody who said that there is not a plush in the 10-inch size in that particular. And it was like, but that's what it's measuring for me. So yeah, they're very kind of like action figure people. They know their stuff and they'll let you know if they don't think you're saying the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was just catching up.
I don't know, Beth. Beth says she thinks Whatnot's going to fizzle out. I don't know. It's so trending right now.
But a lot of times the things will have their heyday, like there'll be a fad and then they'll kind of level off. So you never know.
Everybody seems to think. I see posts now. People are always saying that eBay's going downhill and dying, and it's too antiquated to continue. But I'm still doing amazing.
No, I mean, you're antiquated and you're still
shush. Did you guys
I haven't even been listing, and I've had 4 sales in the last day or two, and I've haven't even been regularly listing, so I'm doing good.
I'm going to my post office because I'm tired of doing scan sheets. I'm not going to do scan sheets. And I got attitude yesterday from the clerk because I took 60 some packages yesterday, and he was like, well, if I have time, I'll get them all scanned in. It was like, no.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I don't understand. This is their job. To stand there and scan our packages.
Right.
But I know 60 is a lot, but it like doubles my processing time to have to do that because I get kicked out of eBay and my measurements, some of them need to be changed because I didn't charge enough or, I didn't put the right weight in. And, I don't want to hurt me as far as financially if I have to take a weight down a little, but
now didn't you used to have your postal person came and picked them up, but do they not do that anymore? You have to take them in?
No, well, they don't like.
One of them doesn't like it.
One of them doesn't like it. I mean, he's to the point where he barely taps his horn to tell us he's here because he really doesn't want me to bring He doesn't want to deal with me, but he comes down here because he's required to. But the other ones, they don't mind, one would prefer I not do scan sheets. She's going to scan them no matter what, but I don't get her very often. We don't have a dedicated carrier because I'm on a rural route. So it's like whoever's available that day takes our
So for
mail.
those of us who are small time, explain what a scan sheet is. And there might be people out there like me that don't really know the difference. Because like I just do mine one at a time, and then I take them into the post office and have them scan them in and give me a receipt. So tell us your process.
It's eBay's way of doing the bulk shipping labels. You have to,
Okay.
you highlight all of them and then you click a button and it pulls up everything you're going to ship that day.
Okay.
And
Is this
from
before
that
or after?
screen, it's before
Before
you've
you
done
put labels
anything.
on? Okay.
Then I have to pack each item,
Okay.
write on the package what it is, how much it weighs, because not always is my weight the correct one. Then put it on, start changing it on this sheet. And 90% of the time, I'm in the basement of our house and my internet gets wanky down here. And 90% of the time, it kicks me out. And I got to do it all over again. But finally, once you get everything squared away on that sheet, then you can just click a button and it does all your labels at once. It charges you for all of them and then it starts printing them out one at a time. So then you got to go back to your first page and then start putting your labels on the correct package. So, I'm touching these packages 3 and 4 times before I ever get them to the post office. And I just decided yesterday, no, I'm done doing that.
So now what? So yeah, because that doesn't sound like that would be the most efficient way. So now what's your process going to be?
One at a time.
What are you changing? One at a time?
And then they're done. They get thrown in, and it doesn't matter if it's things that were going to be on the scan. And see, the thing is though, like if it was Mercari or any of the other platforms, I had to keep them separate because those aren't on the scan sheet.
Okay.
And my other mailman, before he left, he was the one that was on, he was pretty regular. He was like it. And he loved it because he didn't want me to use the scan sheet. He wanted the time and the package count for, I guess when you're a rural carrier, you get paid by the package or the time. You're given an allotted time because they know at my house, they're going to be here for so long to scan all my packages, where the others don't seem to. I think they get a set. Today, you've got a 6-hour route. And if they don't have to stop here, that they get done sooner, but they're still only paid for their 6-hour route.
So if you do the bulk, then you have a scan sheet and then your postal person can just scan the sheet and they're all scanned in?
And they're all scanned in, supposedly.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Okay. Supposedly, yeah.
I've been doing it, since my carrier quit. Well, he transferred to another position. Probably, I don't know, 6 months maybe. I hate it. And yesterday when it was 60 some packages, I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh yeah. That would take me an entire day. It would probably take me 2 days to do.
It takes Robin and me. It took us about 3 hours.
Wow.
Maybe two and some.
That's amazing though, that you had that many. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it was a 4-day weekend. So, that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So really, but I had like 12 or so that were non-eBay. So I was thrilled.
Yeah.
We've gone dark.
Yeah, one of these days, hopefully, because since my husband started the eBay store, then he just got tired of doing it and didn't have time. But at some point, hopefully, maybe when he retires, he can come back. Because he said, I would love to help you do eBay. I would love to, retire and just be home and we'll do eBay together. And it'll be great. So one of these days. He's a little younger than me, though, and not quite ready to retire. Well, he's ready physically to retire, but mentally, but we're financially, he doesn't feel like he's ready to retire yet. So anyway, I got to get myself in gear and start putting socking away some money. And then maybe he will be able to retire soon and we can expand.
I'm hoping to maybe go see my grandson that I've only seen one time since he was born. So
Aw.
I'm hoping maybe this month we can sneak away and go see him.
What state is he in?
Huh?
What state?
I got Rob. His name is Alexander.
Oh, I said,
He's
what
in
state
Ohio.
is he
He's in Ohio.
Ohio.
Not
Okay.
far. I mean, like maybe 5 to 6 hours away. It's just my son has a job that's, time intensive, and then we're always busy here. It
Right.
just hasn't been able to happen, but
Right.
got to
But
make
you could
it
make it
happen.
a sourcing trip. Take your
That's what I'm
trailer.
thinking. Yep, drag the trailer and do something. But
If you're
then
going to
again,
Ohio,
I think I want to do that 127 sale. I've not done it.
I was going to say, I
So,
think in Ohio there are some Amish flea markets. You might check those out and be able to get some stuff.
yeah. Robert's saying, since it doesn't look like Lori might not be making it today, if anybody else wanted to join in right now, we could do that. And I don't know if I said this. I got to be off at 1 though today at the latest, because
Yeah.
we've got some amazing sales this week, but we've got an estate sale to go to this afternoon that
Awesome.
I need to be
And I've got
ready.
videos to film too, so I need to not spend day on here either. All right. I'm just going back to look at.
I know, I'm trying to read people's comments.
So Beth said that they get paid extra for each scan. So you would think they wouldn't mind scanning them if they get paid per scan.
You
Why
would
are they
think.
like, oh, I'll do it if I have time? How long does it
Yeah.
take? Bleep, bleep, bleep,
Well, that was the issue yesterday. It was like the clerk at the desk. It was like, okay, you've got 3 hours till you close. This is a rural post office. I'm not quite sure. So this morning I checked to make sure all my stuff got scanned, and all but one seemed, and it was media mail, and I'm not sure if it's treated differently or what, but
so you took it in to the post office this morning?
no, that was yesterday's. No, the carrier just no. The good girl just came and picked up the stuff. The good one just picked up my packages, and she's excellent. But I don't get her very often.
But yesterday you took in your 60 packages from the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't trust this carrier to scan my packages there. He wouldn't have.
Yeah.
He'd have just thrown them.
Read Lauren's message. Maureen, sorry.
They really changed up how they're getting paid overall, and they only allow to scan 5. Oh, here. I keep forgetting I can do this. Oh, hold on. That's the second half. They've really changed up how they're getting paid overall, and they're only allowed to scan 5 items, and the scanner kicks them out. You know what? Really? I thought I heard something about that too.
Huh. That's weird.
Oh, shoot. I'm missing all the other ones. Hold on. Second one. On her arm. Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is too bad. Y'all, I'm sorry about my angle here. This is the only way I can do it and still have sound. When I get the new computer, then you won't have to look at half of the screen, the ceiling. I'm actually sitting on a big Martha Stewart home book that's like this big, just to make myself higher so I'm not like Wilson behind the fence.
Yeah.
Oh, Cheryl's going to join you. Cheryl Shiny Squirrel said she'd join you. She's got to find her tripod.
Okie doke. Ooh, very good. So we have a taker. She'll, as soon as you let it send, how do you want her to send you a message?
An email or whatever.
Yeah, send us an email and Robert will send you the code to get in. Oh, it'll be fun to have a different face.
Yeah.
I think that's an insult to Elizabeth.
Stop it. Did you hear him?
Not.
He's such a troublemaker. Oh my goodness.
Remember, Bert, there are other names we can call you.
Yes. Bert, there's other names we can call you.
Bert.
Yeah, Bert is when he knows he's in trouble. Bert.
All right, Veranda File said I scored 53 quart plastic tubs for $3.47 each on clearance at Lowe's over the weekend. down from $14 each. So I bought all 23 they had in stock, using them for anything textile and fabric. So you didn't buy them to resell, you bought them to use. That's
good.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. I use laundry baskets, and they're expensive. It's like $8 to $10 each. And every once in a while, I can get them on Amazon for much cheaper, but you have to buy them in bulk, which I think this last time we ordered 40 some baskets, but
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy expensive.
I have a neighbor next door. Well, he's across, like we live on a corner lot. So across our side street, the neighbor, he's getting ready to move in a couple months. So he's been clearing stuff out. So he set a bunch of stuff out at the curb last weekend, and there was a bunch of plastic shelves. And I was like, oh, I'll take those. I walked over because I'm always like, I'm the scavenger. You know, if I see people setting stuff out to give away, I'm like, I'm going to be on it to see what they've got. And so I got two good, pretty sturdy sets of plastic shelves, and also a big long bench board that I've already set out by our pool, and I put some concrete blocks under it. Like it's not just it's actually got screws in it, so it's like a bunch of boards screwed together to make a bench, a long bench. So I've already put that out there. But anyway, so that was part of the reason I was in the garage trying to figure out where to put my new shelves, and just get situated. But I use for my books, I use boxes that came from the school. They're kind of short. I don't know. They each one holds about 30 books, and they're what milk used to come in our school cafeteria. And I got enough back in the day when I was doing book sales at our library. So that's what we do for book sales. And I needed some more, and our county doesn't use the same supplier anymore. So I called the number on the box, and they told me a neighboring county where I could get some. So I went and got a whole new load of boxes a few weeks ago, and I've used all those and got, all my books organized. Well, I needed more. And so I called back, and they're like, now they've changed our boxes. So the manufacturer doesn't make them the same way as they used to. And I'm so bummed because that was the perfect box to store books in for me. And I could see the spines and see and then they're stackable. So now I'm bummed. I got to figure out something different to keep, or else I just need to sell the books I have so that I can keep reusing the boxes.
There, that's an idea.
Yeah, isn't that an idea? Well, and
Yeah.
also what I've been doing, because the people from church who've been bringing me small boxes, I have been bringing in, like I just went to a book sale last week and I got a bunch more romances. So I haven't sorted them out yet, but the last big batch of romances I sorted them into lots, and I went ahead and just packed them in the small boxes that I'm going to ship in. And so that way they're ready to go. And so now I have more small boxes, so I can take the new batch of books I just got and go ahead and sort them into boxes too. And so that's what I'm using one of my plastic shelves for, because it's not super heavy. Because, you can only put so much on plastic shelves. And but I'm thinking eventually I might use that for my plush, the plastic shelves, since the bulk of it is not super heavy either.
Yeah, after a while on those plastic shelves, after a while though, they just start bowing.
Yeah.
Well, and that happens too. Like I used to buy the shelving with the particle board, and then even on them, after a while, they just start sagging too. But we get our shelves from Sam's, and they're only not only, but they're $60. But we have Plus membership there, so it's free shipping. $60 for these heavy boxes, but I can't get them very often because I need probably 12 more at this point just to start filling up our new space.
Oh wow!
Because I plan on growing some more.
Yeah, that's awesome. How is it working out now that you've got the clothing moved over there? Is that working out good?
Well, if we hadn't moved it, I don't know what we'd be doing, because you guys can't see it, but all of my new incoming is starting to be in multiple layers over here because I filled 2 vehicles this past weekend.
Wow.
Sourcing. So
I loved the video y'all did of your sourcing video where you took the camera.
I might get brave. There's tons of yard sales this weekend. I mean, they're already starting to pile up, even in my little town. There's
Really?
neighborhood sales and
Starting tomorrow.
Well, our regular one is tonight, but starting tomorrow, there's tons. And it's like, okay, when am I going to work, people?
Gotta work. So what are you going to tonight? An estate sale?
An estate sale
Yeah, this
Okay.
this afternoon. It's the one we like to go to, but we have learned she'll say a certain time, but if nobody's in the home and people start getting there early, they've started letting people in early. And so, you know, I can't,
get there
I
early.
got to be the first one there so that nobody takes my plush. Nobody
Right.
takes my plush.
I may have finally an info source about local estate sales because I've been volunteering. We just opened a new historical society museum, and I've been volunteering on Thursdays. So one of the ladies who's kind of the main curator of the museum, she helps a local estate sale person. She said she started doing it because she would find things for the historical society, like, and she would start collecting things for the museum. And so I don't even know if she does it. I think she just does it like to help out, and so that she can be the first one there, to find stuff. But anyway, I told her, I said, let me know when they're going to be. And she said, well, there's one coming up. They just got in the house and they're working on it right now, and so it should be coming up, within a couple of weeks. It probably takes a while to get a house ready for a sale.
Sometimes they're in a couple of weeks, and I mean, I've talked to a few of them, and they're in a month, and you still
Really?
can't walk through the houses. Some houses around here are crazy
Mhm.
full. Beth said, "How
Yeah.
little is our town? What? Oh, 15,000. That's it. I didn't realize our town was that little.
I grew up in a town of 400 people.
Yeah,
See, I moved here from a town of 600.
right. So this is big city for you.
This is a big city.
Yeah. So wait, got junk in your trunk is saying, not sure if they're the right size for you, Elizabeth, but Avon dealers get their items in decent boxes with separate tops. Okay. Yeah, Avon. I don't have an Avon person that I know right now. I'll have to look around and see if I can find someone that does Avon. Beth says they don't have Costco in New Hampshire. We have Sam's. I think there's a Costco in Orlando. There's a couple of BJ's in our area, and they're going to be. I think they just broke ground for one in our town. We have a real large geographical area. The town I live in right now is pretty small, but there's a lot of unincorporated area that has the same town address, and there's an interstate that runs through. So there's a big shopping area out on the interstate that's considered Davenport is my town. So they're building a BJ's there, which is awesome because that's where we have gone in the past. But I finally gave up my membership because it's still, even to have to drive 30 or 40 minutes was just a big pain to do. But I liked it. I liked going there.
Yeah.
So if there's one down the road, I'll definitely redo my membership.
Yeah. It's about 35-minute drive for us to get to Sam's. Costco's far, far away from us.
Yeah, Costco's an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
40 to Sam's.
But Sam's is like 40. What did you say?
Like 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's our closest Sam's is probably about that too.
Okay.
My mother-in-law likes to go to
found her
Sam's.
tripod. Let us know when you've sent a message with your email, and Robert can send you a.
Yeah, tell her to message her email address.
Yeah,
She can
message
either
us
put
the
it
email.
here, or she could message it to you.
Right. You can either put it in the chat or message it to us, and we'll send you a link so you can get in here with us. That'll be fun.
Side Hustle Mom says there are no yard sales here in my area ever in Pennsylvania. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That would be
make me
awful.
sad.
I know. I'm telling you, there's some weekends I do the treasure map for our area. Now somebody else has finally started doing it. When they went away from the Craigslist thing, you can still go in and post as a shopper. You can still post addresses. So I go through the newspaper and Facebook pages, and I go ahead and put it all in the yard sale treasure map. And that way I can, but there's some weekends I put 50, 60, if not more, yard sales for our area. So, and then it's just a matter of trying to get to them as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them.
Noel, I want to, if you're still out there, I have a proposition for you. I was just thinking this the other day. I know it's a long way to Florida, but if you would ever want to bring Dren and come to Disney, I would take care of all your tickets. You just got to get yourself here. And in exchange for your tickets, I would even still pay you extra. I feel like you are the person who could come and help me get organized without judging me, because everybody else, all my local people that would help me, I don't want them to come in my house because they're going to be judging, like, why are you saving this? Why are you saving this? And Noelle, I feel like her and I are kindred spirits when it comes to being scavengers, because I really am a scavenger too. Just today, my daughter was throwing out stuff because she had bagged up some stuff she was going to take to the women's shelter, but she set it in her bathroom and a cat peed on the bag. So she just threw away the whole bag. She didn't open the bag and get the stuff out. So then she went to school, and I was like putting stuff in the trash can to put it out. And I'm like, what is this? And I totally pulled it back out. And I'm like, why would she throw this away? The cat pee is just on the outside of the bag. So anyway, Noelle, that is my proposition for you. If you would come here and stay an extra day or two and help me work, then I would get you and Dren into Disney as many days as you want. So you just got to get yourself here.
Robert's doing something.
All
I
right.
can't see anything.
I know it's probably a lot closer for her to go to Disneyland, but I can't meet you there and get you in free. Of course, Rebel, if you guys come, you could give me some advice too. Y'all can come out to my house and
believe me,
say,
I
okay.
wouldn't be judgy because you ain't seen my house.
Well, see, and my daughter Katie, sometimes she'll be like, okay, Mom, I'll help you. But every time she comes out to the garage, she's like, why are you saving this? Throw that away. Why are you saving that? Throw that away. And I'm like, I don't need your judgment. I just need you to help me.
Yep. Yep. All right. I ain't even finished one listing yet, y'all. Let me measure my things here.
I was going to do my shipping. I've got 2 things to ship, but I forgot to bring it in here. So as long as we're not going to be on for too long, I can do it after.
Oh, no, sure.
I have a question. So I have and I think I know the answer, but just in case this comes up, I would curious to know your opinion. I sold a scrapbook last week, and I got a message right away, and they bought it, paid for it and everything. But then I got a message, and it said, would you wait and ship it so that it gets to me after June the 3rd? And I said, sure, knowing that, eBay was going to, look at it and go, okay, this is late shipping. So I am thinking I will call eBay today, because I then messaged her a couple of days later and I said, if I ship it on the 1st, will that be enough time? Hey, Cheryl. And she said, yeah, I think that'll be fine. So I'm thinking I should probably call today and have eBay go ahead and change it on the listing now that says shipping due June 1st or even June 2nd. Because if I ship it now, because I'm going to ship it now today, but it's forever going to show up that I shipped it late. So should I get eBay to change it and the shipping due date first?
I don't think they will. I think you're going to take a ding from it.
But I have a message. I have a message from the buyer that says, please don't ship this until it can get to me after June 3rd.
The thing I do is, are you late yet?
Yeah, because it was last week.
Yeah, you can try. I've never done that. What I normally do in that situation is I tell them that I need to cancel the order and tell them to repurchase it, but don't pay. See, if they don't pay, then the clock doesn't start ticking.
Right,
But
and
I
that did
do that
happen
a
to
lot.
me. That happened to me earlier. Well, like right at the end of December, I had someone that said, I want to buy this, but I need you to not ship it yet. And I said, well, don't pay for it yet. Just hang
Right.
on, otherwise eBay will think I'm shipping late. So that worked out fine. But I don't know. I'm going to call eBay today, and I'll let you know what they say if they're able to change it. Because I think if they look at the message and say, oh yeah, it says they don't want you to ship it yet, then they should being the key word,
Right.
they should change the shipping date to today. So
Right.
I'm gonna,
Oh,
I think I'm gonna
Rhonda
try
says
that.
you have to wait till you get the ding and then call eBay. And Beth says, oh, wait, no, Beth said that. But Rhonda said mark it as shipped and add the tracking later. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't do it. I just cancel it and tell them don't pay.
Okay. All right. So lots of opinions. I'm gonna go ahead and go with my first idea. I'm gonna call eBay today and just see what they say, and
Yeah.
then we'll go from there. So
All
Cheryl,
right.
it's so great to
We've
see your
got
face. How are
Cheryl.
you?
My my tripod is not doing me justice today. It's
Uh-oh.
not working right for me, so
Oh
I'm gonna have to
no.
hold my phone.
That'll be
Uh-oh.
all right.
Can you could prop it, uh-oh, she left.
Uh-oh. We
Um,
done lost her.
you
She
could
said her
prop it up
internet's
on
being
something.
she said her internet's being laggy too, so
Oh, that's too bad.
we're used to it with Lori. All right. She's back.
There she is.
I'm touching buttons I shouldn't be touching, and I'm going left when I should be going right.
I'm terrible with the camera. Robert will say, go that way, and I'll move, the wrong way.
Wrong way. Yeah. Yeah. I was listening to you guys talk about your mess, and I'm like, yeah, don't look at mine either.
Well, it looks like you're organized.
I'm starting to get organized. I like the clear totes to keep my stuff in. So I've put like I started with A1, B1, C1, and I'm starting to put that in my eBay orders so I know where stuff is, but I got a lot of stuff, so
It's easier to
yeah.
get it getting organized before you're big. It's much easier.
Well,
Yeah.
I got over 600 items, so I'm kind of already big.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Veranda File said she would totally do that for me, but she's chained to the house for cats. Yeah, I hear you. I have plenty of cats too. So yeah, anybody out there who wants to come to Disney, I'll get you in exchange for helping me to get
Oh wow.
organized. No, and that's not official because I can't do. You would just have to be willing to do it, and I would pay you to do it. The Disney thing would be separate because I can't. I'm not allowed to barter. I can't take money to get people in, and I'm not allowed to barter. So I'm just messing with you. But so officially, I would need to pay somebody, whoever would come, unless they were just willing to do it. But
Well, I was born
anybody who
and
wants to
raised
come and visit.
in I was born and raised in Fullerton, California, which is just north, the city above Anaheim, where Disneyland is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've had family members work there. I've had friends work there. So and a couple years I had passes to go in. So I've never been to Disney World, and I would love to go to Disney World.
Oh, you should come. Yeah, it's fun. I worked there for over 30 years and I'm retired now. So I probably wouldn't have retired except COVID sort of forced me because they didn't need me. And I said, well, I'd rather retire than be let go. And that way I've got my pension and my benefits and all of that. So yeah, I'm a retired Disney performer.
Oh, yeah, I always wanted to do that, and I never had the guts to even go to the casting calls, I guess they call them. You saw them all the time, but
yeah, I started when it was Disney MGM Studios when it was opening, so they needed lots of people, and that's when I got my foot in the door there, and after working a year as a tour guide at the big backstage studio tour, then I got into characters. So
How fun.
yeah,
Wow.
a long time.
Yeah, so I'm a big Disneyland. Like I hold on to a lot of my Disneyland stuff, and I remember living when I was in California before I moved to Vegas in 2013. I'm in Omaha now, but a big box of my Disney plush that I had saved and tags left on and everything rats had gotten into. Um,
Oh, oh no.
that
Oh,
smell of rats is, I mean, it permeates everything. And even if they didn't touch it, the stuff still smelled like it. And I was in tears having to throw all this stuff away and then
aw,
cleaning the garage. And it was, my mom had passed away in 2010. So I was looking through a lot of her stuff because I inherited all of that. I inherited all my grandmother's stuff because my mom inherited that stuff.
right.
Um, and just having to throw stuff away and go through it. And then on top of that, I ended up getting the Hunter virus because I didn't know I should have been wearing a, gas mask to go through my stuff
Oh
when,
my goodness.
Ew.
and
Wow.
I got really, really sick, really sick.
Ooh.
So yeah, but yeah, I anytime I find anything Disney, I usually pick it up, especially if it's from one of the parks. So yeah, I'm a Disney fan, big Disney fan.
Awesome. My
Yeah,
daughter needs something. So since you're here to talk to Rebel, I'm gonna mute and then I'm gonna run and see what she needs, and I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
yeah. I always look for tags that say Disney parks. They seem to do better.
Yeah,
So,
I sold I think it was the Fozzie Bear, but it was from from Disneyland because the Muppets are now Disney. And that sold quick, and I thought, oh, I probably underpriced that, and I don't even know where I got it. Some of the stuff I'm going through now, because everything's been. I had stuff in storage for like 2 years when I lived in Vegas, and then we moved here and we have our own house, and so I'm going through stuff again that I haven't seen since like 2013. So it's like all brand new again to me. But I need to get rid of, because I kept that, I kept so much, and toys I kept a lot of because I kept all my Barbies. I have Barbies from the 70s, and then I kept all my daughter's stuff, yeah, and they had tons of stuff. And before in the 90s, I did daycare in my home, so I kept a lot of those that now I can list and probably make pretty good money on because a lot of that stuff is, the Fisher Price and stuff like that.
the Little Tykes and Play School and all of that stuff is very popular.
Yeah. And then I have Monster High dolls, I have Shopkins, we have My Little Ponies. It's overwhelming. So when my husband sales this week, made it through. I bought last reamer. It was 50 cents. And it was a jackpot because I've married 19. They were amazing, and I got great things. So excited.
I think you're losing her.
I think we're losing you.
I'm.
You're like talking through the tunnel.
Oh my gosh, my girls are probably on it.
That's how it is at our house. Everybody's got a computer and a video game and their phones going.
Cheryl,
Girls, are you on the internet?
can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure my sound didn't get messed up. Cheryl, what state are you in? I forgot.
Uh-oh. Well, I lost her again. I'll have to keep an eye. Oh, wait, here she's coming. There she is.
I'm in Nebraska.
Okay, Nebraska.
Yeah.
The one thing I know about Nebraska, we drove through there once we were on our way to Oklahoma to see my mom, and we had been at Mount Rushmore. And all of a sudden we're driving through Nebraska and my husband starts pulling off the road. I said, why are we stopping? It looked like, we're out in the country. And he goes, because there's something called Car Hinge and we're stopping. So do you know about Car Hinge?
Yeah. I heard about it.
It's somewhere in Nebraska, and somebody has taken cars and set them up like Stonehenge out in the middle of this field, and
Yeah,
it's awesome.
something like that in just outside of Las Vegas too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I haven't gone anywhere since we've lived here. We moved here in 2019 in October, and then I had an accident in January of 2020. Slipped and fell on ice in the parking lot of the school I was working at. And I
And then
haven't.
COVID.
And COVID too, yeah. So I mean, I've been home since January of 2020 and not really gone much anywhere. Mhm.
That's my
So,
life always.
oh
I
well,
don't go hardly anywhere. But, I've lived all over the world. I'm kind of content not to travel and not to see a whole lot right now. So,
I mean, yeah, I lived in Texas. I've traveled to New York. My mom was from upstate New York, and I've been to New York City. I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to Niagara Falls. I mean, I've been places. So, and I've done things. So, yeah, I guess I could say I've lived a lot. That's why I like living in Nebraska. It's quiet. My daughters were kind of culture shocked when we first moved here. They had lived a lot of their younger lives in Las Vegas and saw a lot of things they probably shouldn't have seen. And, they danced in a competition dance team, and they don't have anything like that here that we found, anyways. And they're kind of over it now. So I've got one going in 10th grade and one going in 9th grade.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest just graduated from high school in 2021, so now both of mine are out of high school.
I think it's so funny, Elizabeth, that you and I both have daughters named Katie and Emily.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it must have just been the popular names when they were babies, because we foster kittens, and the one we fostered a couple months ago, we were able to find a home for it with one of my husband's coworkers, and so him and his wife and one of their daughters came over, and their daughters are Katie and Emily, and they're like the same ages
wow.
as mine. Yeah,
That's funny. Well, Katie was a name I had in my mind for years and years and years. Because
yeah.
my grandmother her middle name was Catherine, so I always said I was going to name my daughter Catherine after my grandmother and call her Katie. And so that name was stuck. Emily just came about after Katie was born. I liked that name for a girl, and
And see, my Emily is named for my great grandmother. Her name is actually Emmeline, and that was my grandmother's mother was Emmeline, and so that's where we got that.
Well, I found there is an Emily in my great grandmother, maybe, because I've done a lot of my ancestry and found Emily. So yeah, it's an old fashioned name.
I have a niece whose name is Emily, but it's Emma and then Lee, Leigh.
Okay.
And we call her
okay.
Emma. She was supposed to be Emily, but all of a sudden we all were calling her Emma. So
my sister-in-law is a Katie, but KT. That's how she spells her name. A K and a T. Yeah.
I was just looking at in the chat. Taylor Mosley says, "Hi Rebel, love your videos." And I noticed like Beth and Holly, they're just having their own conversation. So I'm glad that they're entertaining themselves, because we're not
I know.
reading out the
I haven't
chat.
been paying attention.
one of these days, we're all just going to have to get together. We're going to have to figure this out, Especially the people who are always in the chat that we've just become familiar with. It would be fun.
Well, I have to say this community has been very nice to me. I mean, I'm new. I started in January and then took a break in March for my back surgery. And so anytime I ask for a question or anything, Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Is it dogs?
No, it's the siren, the tornado
Oh.
siren.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
A tornado?
No, it's the first, and it's
It's the
11
first
o'clock.
of the year. Yeah, the month.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
every month on the first at 11 o'clock they do
Test
the
it.
sirens. Yeah.
When I lived in Hawaii, we always had the tsunami alarms tested.
Mhm.
So yeah, same.
Mhm.
I've forgotten about that though till just now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cheryl, what do you sell mostly?
Anything and everything. Wait, now I have a lot. I'm going through a lot of plush, so I've got a lot
Okay.
of plush going,
Hey.
and then I have what else do I have? I mean, I have clothes. I have some glassware, vintage glassware,
We're
and
starting to lose you again.
yeah, I was afraid my internet.
Yeah, that's what
Maybe it's
happens
because
down
of
here.
maybe it's because of the sirens. I don't know. My internet sucks though, and it's so expensive here, and I don't know, what else I can do. I
Right.
can't upgrade any more than I already have.
Right. That's too bad. Well, maybe
Unless
with
we need
time it
another
will
router
improve.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to upgrade to like the highest level because when they realized how many devices we have attached to our internet,
Mhm.
yeah, we had to buy a special router and yeah.
Well, I think
And
I'm
then
definitely gonna need one when we're slowly getting the basement room ready for me to move down into.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because I can manage the stairs now. It's not too bad. I just didn't want to do it, wait after my back. I couldn't do it. I had my back surgery. So
yeah.
I'll have
Yeah.
that room, but I think my internet's gonna suck down there, and for me to list if I'm down there, yeah, it's not gonna be
That's why
Yeah.
I
fun.
go upstairs. I mean, I process and everything down here, but when I list, I'm upstairs, and I think I'm hardwired right into the router upstairs.
Upstairs, but not down here.
Yeah, but not.
No, I'm not sure if you are up there.
I don't know if I am, but I get really good internet upstairs because that's where the router is anyway. So
Well, but where you are right now, is that where you sit to do your what souls, or is it upstairs?
no, over where Robert's sitting right now is where I do
Okay.
the what sold. It's like
Okay.
this is like the right side, and he's on the left side of the basement.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I mean, it seems like you have internet fine. If you're doing a live stream from there, it seems fine.
it can get temperamental, and definitely our phones don't work very well down here.
Oh.
I have to walk to the basement door just to talk to my sister or something. So
Mhm. Yeah, I do most of my listing on my phone just because my laptop is, oh, it's only a few years old, but in terms of electronics, it's a dinosaur.
that
So,
happens quickly.
yeah, I think hopefully I'll save up enough money. I started doing this because you said, Elizabeth, that you foster. I was fostering too. I started doing this because I have a foster who's my foster fail, who is a double amputee. Both her back legs
Aw.
are partially missing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get medical care for her because I thought she was going to need maybe some little wheels or, a little, what do you call it, prosthetics.
Yeah.
She gets on my, she's fast. She gets on great. But she was born
Wow.
that way. So
Wow.
she had the umbilical cord wrapped around both of her legs. And it
Aw.
was probably in the womb and cut off the circulation, and her legs literally shriveled up and fell off.
Huh.
Even the foster that that I was working with said they'd never seen that, but they've had other cats that had came in with amputated limbs, and they thought they didn't know how they got hurt or how they were like that, but they figured that probably happened to them too. It probably happens more often than people know that. So yeah, they she just learned to walk and run and climb, and she gets along great. You know, she's
Wow.
feisty. She's all black. We called her Raven, and she's got the weirdest meow. I think she's got some Oriental in her, so some kind of Oriental cat, and
Siamese or something.
she just meows kind of like a Siamese. She reminds me of.
So Beth says they bought extenders for their entire house and have good internet everywhere. We did the same thing. We have some extenders, and now I can go out in the backyard and I've still got good internet on my
That's
phone.
what I was thinking. I was thinking to try that first because if I go into Cox Cable, they're just gonna try to get me to get the highest level and upgrade to everything. So
Yeah.
I think we'll try that. I know I've seen ones that you can I think they plug into the wall and they look like little antennas, and you can like kind of one on one. There's two antennas that you can.
Ours are little round things, and they're just sitting around in a couple
We
different
tried
places.
that, didn't we? Didn't we try the plug-in things that extended?
So that's what we use.
Oh, that's what we use. See, I didn't even know that.
Noel says if you have unlimited data on your phones, your kids can use an app called Easy Tether to tether their phones to their computers, and there's less pull on your Wi-Fi. I'm not familiar with that app, but
Nope,
you might
never
check it
heard
out.
of it.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, we'll have to, yeah, because I noticed that it used to happen.
Uh-oh,
Uh-oh.
she went again.
She'll be back.
The book I'm sitting on is uncomfortable, but otherwise, I already feel like I'm like looking over my name.
I'm so
Hopefully by
used to
next
you
week
being,
we'll have a new one.
I'm so used to you already being like that over the last few weeks.
Sorry, guys. I keep
That's
hitting
all
my
right.
phone. I'm definitely not prepared. I should have gotten I tried to order a different tripod at one time because my husband, he's like, you talk so much. You need to start, doing this, and talk to the camera and film it and put it up on YouTube because you,
Sure.
you
Yep.
you always have a lot to say.
But I don't have a tripod for my phone. I just prop it on things.
Oh.
I can come up with some elaborate things depending on where I'm going to film from, and I set up, I'll set up a card table and then I stack a bunch of stuff to get it to the level I want, and then I just prop my phone and I don't have a tripod at all.
Well, and even if I did, my cats would probably knock it over because you can't see them, but they're
Oh.
No. Poor thing.
Just said we use Orbi. They weren't cheap, but they work great. That's the extenders, I think. I don't know what brand we have. She says we had to do something when my husband and both college-age sons were sent home during the first COVID lockdown. I tell you, that first COVID lockdown, we made lemons. I mean, we made lemonade out of lemons because we got so much done. It was for me because thankfully nobody got sick. But we were home and our yard never looked better and the house got clean. It was great. We played through our game closet, and we played almost every game in our game closet, and then picked out about half of them that we could put in our next yard sale. And so it was fun. We had a good time.
like, does that work?
Oh yeah, there you go. And then you've got your hands free.
I have a cat that's like ready to just either jump in my lap, but I don't know what he's about to do. He's usually up here behind me, so I guess he got word that the camera was gonna be, on us. My husband
Well, now
would be
you've got your
mad
hands free, so you could hold him and show him to us.
if he'll let me. Come here, Jackson. This is my old boy. He came from Vegas.
Aw,
Yeah.
how sweet.
He's like,
Aw.
doesn't want to have
Nope.
anything to do with that.
Nope. He's not a holder. He won't let me hold him too often. He's very affectionate. He wants my attention all the time. So, but that's usually his spot because he's king of the house and he knows it. I moved here with him and another cat, Leo, and Leo passed away last year. Um, he was 21. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
Like Mojo.
Like Mojo, yes.
Yeah, it was so sad to hear that Mojo died. I was like, oh.
I think a lot of us cried that day.
I know. And I was glad that they put it on the thumbnail, like sad news. That way we knew, we knew what was coming. But
I guess that was before I started watching all of you guys.
well,
Hustle
Dan and
couple.
Amy, the hustle couple, their 21-year-old cat or 22-year-old cat just died like less than a month ago.
Aww.
Yeah, and he
they
was in
always
all their
had a segment of
videos.
their show.
Yeah, they
That
always
was-
had a moment with Mojo, and in some of their
Mhm.
early videos, if you go back, he's like in between them when they're doing their what souls. Hey, girl.
Hey, how goes it?
Great.
Noel.
How are you?
It's all right. I'm wiped out.
So what did you end up doing the last time we talked to you? You were debating about whether to move, like to just move everything out of your unit, or to move it like you wanted to, or to get a different unit. So what'd you do?
So I have my last load that I loaded yesterday at I don't know. I had to be home and ready for that live with Marty on
Right.
on his channel by 3:30. I have to pick Dren up at 2. I literally picked him up. We stopped back at the storage unit. I loaded this last load up, swept, and off we went. So one huge storage unit down, one to go.
So
Kinda where
what
it's
did you
at.
end up doing? Did you end up getting a cheaper one, or did you
I-
just go ahead and move
I
it
have-
like you wanted to?
I have 3 cheaper ones for the moment.
Okay.
So I got 50% off for 2 months on all of those. So I have split them apart. One unit has only books and ephemera in it,
Okay.
and the other unit has anything that's not a book or ephemera.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice. So I did split them that way, and I probably spent a little more time sorting stuff than I probably should have, but I can't just throw stuff in boxes and think I'm going to remember where it is. So I have a lot of it. I'm going there right now. As a matter of fact, I just dropped Dren off and I'm going there. So I will show you guys, because it's about a I don't know, about a 10-minute drive. So that's where that is. But going back to that app that I talked about, Easy Tether.
Yeah.
It costs a one-time fee of $9.99. And let me just tell you something. I had the worst internet at the farm. They told me that the area where the farm was cold because there weren't enough people on my side of the road, which there weren't, for them to want to put fiber optics. And if I had $100,000, they would bore under the road and put fiber optics to the farm.
Yes.
So my internet was right there with dial-up. It wasn't much better than dial-up. As a matter of fact, dial-up may have been better. But so we all 3 of us, both of my boys and I, had an app called Easy Tether. And I really only used mine if I was traveling, because I didn't want to use like Wi-Fi at the airport or anything like that. But you can basically hook it to you download the app, and then you download all of the drivers on the computer, and then you hook them together. So anytime that you use your computer, so my boys were both gamers, and they use Easy Tether. They use the data, the connection, the cell connection from their phone, which we had great because we had a cell tower on our property, but we had amazing service on our phones. So they use the data because we have unlimited data. And it was so funny. We would go in to get new phones, and the guys would just look at the amount of data that was used on our plan. And one guy said he had never seen anybody use that amount of data ever.
That would
So-
be
So you may want to look into that, because if you get good service, do you get good service on your phone, Cheryl?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Then
on my
just-
phone right now, but I'm
I know, but
connected to the house.
Are you using Wi-Fi on your phone, or
Yeah,
do you have the Wi-Fi shut off? Shut
I
the
have
Wi-Fi
everything
off
else
and just shut the Wi-Fi off and just use your cell data, and you won't have any problem right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I've done that.
it won't matter if somebody else is using their computer. So that's what I have to do at home, because my office, my downstairs is all lath and plaster, so it's like concrete. It's like being in the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a laptop that is also on my cell service, and that's what I have to stream with until I get either the router put in my office. I'm hardwired into the router, and still I have issues with it. So it's either my computer, which is only 2 years old. My son looked at it and he couldn't figure it out, but I'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah. I just switched it over, so I mean, we'll see. Fingers crossed. No, but my daughters are, on summer break right now, so they're home. Probably both. They'll be on their phone and on the TV and have everything. When my husband will get home, he's got the TV on and he's playing his golf game on his phone. So we probably I need to look into some extenders.
Yep.
See,
They
You're-
worked well
you're-
for us. Aw.
Rebel, did you get a box in the mail?
I did. I've got to go through it. I want to wait and do a bunch of boxes at one time, but
You don't want to. You
excited.
don't want to do my. You don't want to do my box with somebody else's stuff, because it's 21 pounds.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
truth.
Yeah, that
Truth.
sounds
And
like a
there's-
whole video.
I might have to
There's
just do your video. Do yours by
There's-
itself.
You should do like Courtney did and have Noel on the side screen while you open it. That was
We
fun.
could do that. That would be fun. This is
Yeah, I just
Fluffy.
watched that video.
I know. I feel like
think I
Noel is
watched it.
everywhere.
There's a lot
now.
of little-
She was on. Go ahead.
Noel, I've been in this community for a long time, long before I ever did a YouTube channel. So I know a lot of people everywhere. Like I could travel the United States and spend, all summer traveling and never have to get a hotel.
Well, were you on here? Did you hear my offer?
Yes, and so did Dren, and he looks at me and he goes, "Well, I want to go to Disney World." And I'm like, "Who doesn't?"
I know. The
I would
key
know,
is just
but-
getting here. It's a long way.
Well, the key is having time to get there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
we may take you up on that offer. You never know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It won't be during the summer though, because
Oh, we lost you.
that would be a oh no.
What happened? We started to lose you.
I couldn't do it.
You said
That's-
you won't come in the
I
summer
said
because why?
it wouldn't be
Growl.
because of the humidity and the heat.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's pretty hot here in the summer. Definitely.
I've been to Alabama.
I'm sorry. I prefer the heat in Vegas than the heat here. Even though the temperature is lower, the humidity is poor. It's really, it's gross. I don't like going out and all that.
So what's the sense in living in a place like that if you can't enjoy being outside?
Well, this is
It's-
where my husband grew up, and his family's all here, and it was us stay in Vegas with no family around, or move here.
My
And I wasn't
family
gonna
is
move
all
back to
around
South.
me and I never see them.
Yeah, I wasn't
Uh,
gonna move back to California, that's for sure. And I thought it'd be great to raise our daughters here.
There you go.
And they go to great schools. I mean, they're doing wonderful. They're straight A students. They are always on the honor roll and stuff. So I can't complain about them too much.
Nope,
So
that's
what
good.
what grade did you say they're in? What are
they're
they
going
finishing up?
into the ninth and 10th. They're going into.
Going into 9th and 10th. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Two
I think
teenage
I'm
girls.
going.
Yay.
I think I need to stop sourcing for a little while.
Famous last words, though.
Oh my God. I don't, it's painful. If I did a haul video, like Rebel, you do, what do you try to keep yours at 30 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. I helped set up an estate sale last Thursday for one of my favorite people. She's really become a very good friend. Her and the two gals that work with her. She had 2 estate sales going last week, and there was one in the West Hills in Portland, which is a very ritzy, very high, sought after place to live. And there was one out in my stomping grounds. So they had that one set up, and I went. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us on Thursday, and we worked for. They were there for 12 hours. I had to drop Dren off. I was there for 10 hours. And I took a load. I filled my Jeep. I actually bought an antique buffet. So one of them put that in their van. And then I filled my Jeep with stuff that they were unwrapping all the Christmas stuff. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't unwrap that. Don't unwrap that. Don't unwrap that. Don't
I'll
unwrap.
just take
Just
that.
put the whole bin in my car. So I ended up giving her a couple $100. And she goes, well, I haven't even figured out how much I owe you for the day. And I go, I don't care. I said, you know what? I said, I don't even care if you pay me because I got to be around other adults and I had a really good time.
Right. And it's
She's
worth
like,
it to be the first one to get to see all the stuff.
well,
That was amazing.
and I didn't even see all the stuff because you couldn't see all the stuff. She wanted me to come and work with her on Saturday, but I had rented a moving truck to move some of the stuff out of the. Yeah, that was interesting. So the only help that I got moving that storage unit was my son, and Dren helped me unload the moving truck, which was a major help. I mean, I'm not downplaying that at all, because if you guys have ever, which anybody that's moved has, unloading always goes faster, always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like, I either need to hire somebody. I'm on the fence about whatnot too, especially after they changed their shipping.
Oh, did they?
I
I
don't-
hadn't heard that.
I heard about that. Yeah.
If you follow Jen's multi-universe on Instagram,
Mhm.
she has been doing whatnot since for quite some time. I think she just had her thousandth sale or something. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, she's really amazing. She did a post on what shipping used to be and what it's going to be now. So Jen's at JENS, Jen's multi-universe on Instagram. I don't know if she did a static post. I'm pretty sure she did, because Courtney tagged me in it. Because you can't, can you comment on stories? No. If you comment on a story, it's a private message. So
Becomes a message, yeah.
so
I heard they
there
were
is
going to change that, where you could react or something.
you can react, but when you comment on it, nobody else sees it on a story. It just goes to the person. If you do a static post or a reel, then other people can comment and they can tag you in the comments.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so anyway, Jen did a side-by-side comparison of what it was and what it's going to be now. So any of you guys that are new or getting ready to start up or whatever, that's probably a good thing for you to look at. You know,
They
and
sent me a thing to fill out to start selling, and I'm laying
I don't
back
think I
watching
can
it.
handle I don't think I can handle anything more. I
can't.
haven't even started List Perfectly yet, and I need to start List Perfectly. But right now my brain is beyond. I can't handle anything more right now.
Do you sell on anything besides eBay right now?
Nope. Bonanza,
Bonanza.
if you can consider that selling. Sent
Is
me a
that like
message yesterday. They go,
automatically? Is that an
you
automatic
haven't logged
process?
into the site since February. If you don't log in, we're gonna drop you. I'm like, why the hell are you even supposed to? The only time I ever logged into it in the first place was when I had a sale and I did the shipping.
I made quite a few
So I logged.
sales this last month on there, but I've started doing the Indian sell similar again, and now I'm not making any sales on there again.
No, because that
There's a
screws.
few.
That screws there. Well, you know, and sometimes I get some really good sales on Bonanza. So it's free and they do all the work. So what the heck, you know, it's just one, it's like a bonus if you know, if you get that. But as soon as I get, probably, I don't know, I was hoping to start List Perfectly this month, but I have the concrete guys came and spent all day Monday putting forms up. They're gonna pour concrete on Thursday for the basement, a 10-foot parking pad. They're fixing part of the foundation. And then next week they're cutting the door and the egress window and installing those. So we have to get our butts busy and get the basement done so that my son can move in before he has to go back to school in the fall.
I can't get any. I need to redo our back deck. We took a pool out of our back deck area last year, and so it's a disaster back there. I cannot get anybody to come out and give me a quote. Nobody.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Is it because
I just
everybody's
need
just
a
too
new deck.
busy?
I
Everybody's too
guess,
busy.
or just probably too busy.
Go on Angie's list.
I need
Rebel.
to do that. I forgot about that.
Go on Angie's list because it'll have all the contractors in your area.
Somebody was suggesting that to me, to find somebody to come and help me like organize things to go on Angie's list. I tried something called Thumbtack because I thought, you know, I had gotten to the point, this has been like a year ago, and I thought I just need somebody to come once a week and just to get me in gear, you know. And now I'm doing better, but at the time I was like, if I just had somebody to come and say, okay, you should do this, this, and this first, focus on this, and by the time I come back next week, you should have this part done. And that would just, you know, get me going. But everybody wanted to.
You are gonna pay through the nose for somebody to do that.
Yeah, and that's what I found out. And they wanted, like, just to start, it was gonna be like outrageous, and they would want to come like an intense time. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I just need somebody to kick me into gear, you know. Is that Bob the Tomato?
Yeah.
I saw that on your store. Is that the one that
him.
was like $25 or something? I didn't realize he was that big. Because I saw him in your store last year, and I was like, "Oh man, but I don't want to pay $25."
There's a bigger one. There's a bigger one. I was thinking this might be gunned, but it's not. Oh yeah, it is.
I have a Bob the Tomato hat in my store.
Oh, fun!
No, I might have sold it, but I picked those up too.
Yeah, Emily loves VeggieTales, but we don't have any VeggieTales plush. We just have a lot of videos and a few books.
You don't see a lot of them anymore.
Yeah. No.
If
I did, I would snatch them up.
Madam Blueberry is the one to find for reselling purposes. Yeah. She's like,
Emily really loves her. She watches that Madam Blueberry video over and over.
What you gotta do is you gotta go to a new church every Sunday, and you need to borrow somebody's toddler because you need to take them to the nursery, and then you can scan all of the plushies that are in the church's nursery.
Have you ever gone into like a preschool or a kindergarten classroom when my kids were little, and I'd see like doll houses, and I'd be like, but I want that. And you'd see the little toy figure. Oh, but I want that. I buy toys specifically to give to the school. So whatever grade Ryan Dren is in, like they do a lot of Legos.
Can I just tell you that I almost donated about $2,000 worth of Legos while I was cleaning this unit out. So I was like,
Wow.
oh Lord. And then every time Dren sees them, he's like, oh, you still have these Legos? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, oh man, I'd love to have these. And I go, I know you told me that when I bought them, remember? But they're all sets, and they're Star Wars and Batman sets, and I have the books that go to them. I just do not have the design. I hate Legos with a purple passion. They do not bring me comfort. They do not settle my mind. I mean, I would sit for people that have ADHD, sorting the collars is a thing. Like I would sit and sort collars and forever. Literally, I would. But to find the little pieces, if they're and build the stuff, I can do it. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I
we
told my
have
son,
totes.
my son is 21 years old, and starting at about 5 or 6, I bought him every Lego Star Wars set that was available. Plus, I ordered online for him. I've told him if he would sit and just put those Legos back together, they got all tossed in big totes.
Yep.
And all the minifigs are all together in another tote. If he would just sit and put them together, I'm sure it's multiple thousands of dollars that he could make.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Check out how big this storage unit is. Can
Oh,
you
wow.
see? Can you see the orange light way?
No.
No.
This
Huge.
storage unit.
We have the original Millennium Falcon Lego set.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did you?
So, Noel, how expensive are those units that you have there? What do you have to pay?
It's a 10 by 20, and it's $209 a month. And that compared to almost $500 a month for the 12 by 30.
Yeah.
So
what's your goal? Is your goal to get out of all of them, or just narrow it down to one, or what?
my goal is to build a shop at my house sometime in the next year.
Okay.
And
Oh no, we lost her.
Oh no. She went into a concrete building, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So I love Legos.
I do too.
They're from Denmark, and that's where my grandfather was from. So and I took my kids to Legoland when we lived in California, and so they have tons. They have all the girl stuff, the Friends and the all the Disney sets that were girls, and they're in totes, and they're all mixed up.
That's how ours is. At least they're in their own totes, because we have huge totes of just non-Star Wars Legos too, but phew, what a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need him to put them together so you can figure out what goes with what.
Well, and then I'd sell them for him, but
Yeah.
he's got to
yeah.
do the work. And
Right.
he's in school full time, so
I'm not allowed to do anything with them. My 14-year-old would, yeah, she doesn't want me to touch them. Those are her Legos.
Oh.
And she still wants me to buy Legos for her. Some of the sets. Oh, all
my
right, I get
stepson
it.
is 14 and he's all about Legos still. He
Mhm.
loves them.
So we lost you when you went in the building, Noel. I guess you figured that out. Now you're frozen up again.
Yeah.
Beth said she just listed a small Bob the Tomato 2 days ago. How much do you want for it, Beth? What's it listed at? And do you can you tell us what your store is so I can look it up? I would love to get Emily a Bob the Tomato. We have the little figurines of Bob and Larry.
Well, I can send you this Bob.
No, you're shipping it, aren't you?
Oh no, I just took a picture of it.
Oh, I thought you were shipping it.
No, I already shipped. I'm taking pictures right now.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
That's
You go
it.
ahead, because you can probably get a good price for it. I'll tell you what I told my friend who he sells online, and he also has a little bookstore, because he found if somebody just gave him all these Laura Ingalls Wilder, the books about her ancestors, and there's one of them that you can't get on eBay for less than like $50. And most of the time they're like 80 because they're just rare, they're out of print. And he was like, well, I could sell it to you, because he didn't put it in his store, he went to sell it online. And I almost was like going to trade him something more valuable for it, or just pay his price. And I said, no, you know what, I'm confident enough in my book shopping ability that if I keep my eyes open, I'll find it for that cheap price. I said, because as soon as I spend $50 on it for you, then I'll find it for $1 at a library sale. So that's how I feel about the Bob.
Plush.
So
Mhm.
I'll find, if I keep my eyes open, I'll find one.
Go to a
cheap,
church
so-
yard sale. That's where
Yeah.
you're going to find them.
Yeah.
I don't know
haven't
where I
seen
got
a
mine.
good church rummage sale in a long time. Of course, of COVID, I guess, but I hope that the churches that usually do them will start up again.
The yard sale we just went to had tons of books, and they were 50 cents a piece. My husband and I both went through them, and he brought home a bunch of books, and I took all the cookbooks. I got the classic Better Homes and Gardens, with the checkers, right?
Yeah.
Checkers. I got that one, and I got the Betty Crocker, 2 different Betty Crocker ones, the orange book, and
Awesome.
they're vintage.
Yeah.
I know those will sell even $20, but 50 cents into $20, I'll take it every day, all day.
Yeah, that's great.
Shoot, I like 50 cents to $10.
Sure.
Can
That is a
you
long
guys?
unit. Yeah, that's long.
So this
That's
one,
good.
they're 10 by 20. I don't have my shelves in here yet because they're in the other unit with stuff on them. So this is all hard goods, but I'm going to walk slowly and we'll see if I lose service or not. See all of this right here.
I don't know
We're
when
losing
she's
ya.
stalling, or I know. I think you're
Yeah, I think
stalling
the
out.
farther in she goes, the worse the connection is. You'll have to come back out and tell us what it is.
Can you hear me now?
Now
Yep,
we can.
You're back.
I'll be the Verizon guy. That I have 2 huge bins. Can you hear me now? I have 2 huge
Yes.
bins of GI Joes that I bought at an estate sale. They wanted $75 for both bins, and I was like, I'll take that. And then as I was walking through the estate sale, the gal came back and goes, we're not getting a lot of people here today, so everything's 50% off. So I got it.
Oh,
Wow.
And they're from when my kids were little. They're the cars, the vehicles. Yep.
nice.
You find
That's
amazing stuff.
Okay, this is my ephemera unit. So all of this right here is cassettes and records and tracks. And then you see the white boxes, anything that's stuff I sorted. Anyway, so yeah, that's my mess. Somebody took the cart, so, and I took my figures. I took my dolly to the other storage unit. So I'm not going to be able to move anything right now. I'm just going to have to go to my warehouse and get my orders shipped.
So you have 2 units in that location, and then another one, a third one somewhere else.
I have 3 units here, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have that.
And
I have that one too because. Sorry for the noise. That one is just for personal stuff.
okay.
Because I don't have a shed or anything yet. However, I'm going to build a small shed for my tools and yard stuff. So we shall see, and we'll call it the scavenger shack.
cute.
Sounds good anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, heavens. These locks are not easy to do with one hand.
Might have to put your phone
One
down for
handing
a
it.
second.
Yeah, you can turn the camera off for a second if you need to.
All right, I'll
I
be right
must
back.
have bought all this stuff at a churchyard sale because I'm getting all this homeschool stuff. And usually it's churchyard sales where I get homeschool curriculum. I just can't
Do you
remember.
find that, like, if you get homeschool curriculum, do you just list it anytime, or do you wait until like
Right
'cause I
now,
would think like right now is good, right?
right now is good because everybody's starting to think about next
Next year.
school year. Like
Okay.
us, we've got to figure out what we're doing next year.
There are always people pulling their kids out of school. for
Right.
a year.
And right now, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your belief system, a lot of parents are pulling their kids out of public schools and putting
Yeah,
them in.
Oh, are they
Especially now
Homeschool.
with all the shootings.
with the shootings and stuff? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, whenever I find it, it goes like to the top of the list. Although this got buried and I don't remember where I bought it from. It usually goes to the top of the list because I do not keep curriculum at all in. And as soon as, like, we've got our last one going now through, as soon as he finishes something, I get it listed. So
Yeah, because I bought some readers at a yard sale a while back. I showed them in a live, and then I put them back in the bag and kind of forgot about them. So when you said that, I was like,
Becca.
oh, I got to go get those listed.
You had a Becca
So,
readers, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Divide
those
them
should
up
do
by
good.
divide them by the grade, and then just get
Okay.
them listed in lots.
Okay.
They do really well.
Good.
I mean, I don't know how it is right now, but I've sold like lots of like 7, 8, 9 of them for 30, 50, $30,
Great.
$40, $50.
Great. Yeah, and I paid like a quarter, 10 cents a piece for them each.
But yeah, right now parents are starting to plan.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
already thinking about college for my girls.
Yeah.
I know. I have one that's I think gonna, she's thinking lawyer, so she wants to be a girl boss, and she's very good at arguing her case. So I think it would be a good career choice for her. But
my niece went to school and majored in education, and so she taught for a little while and saved up some money and then went to law school, and now she's a lawyer and she lobbies for education. So so that will work perfect. So she's got the teaching experience, and now she's a lawyer and does and works for education.
My lawyer started out in med school, but then switched to law. But he does, people who have been in accidents and stuff like that. So he knows how to read all the charts and knows all the medical, jumble bumble stuff. So he did pretty good. So
you're back.
I went down through so many career ideas while I was in college. Start with one. It's going to be an accountant. Hated the statistics class. So then I became a teacher, and then I didn't. And then I became a special ed teacher, and then I went full-time reselling.
I was actually special ed teacher's aide that went at the school I was working at when I had my accident. And I really liked it.
I got accepted to go to a medical school in Berkeley.
Wow.
And my dad told me he would pay for my college if I got accepted. I don't think he thought I would go. I wanted to be a pediatrician. And then in March of my senior year, I got pregnant. And then I thought, I'll just go down there. I won't tell anybody I'm pregnant, and I'll live my life. I'll go to college, do whatever, right? Anyway, so that did not happen. So my dad's like, well, you could just be a farmer. And I said, I'm not going to be a farmer. I'm not going to live on this farm for the rest of my life. I don't want to be a farmer's wife, blah, blah, blah. Well,
famous last words.
I got a degree in agriculture and horticulture.
Oh my goodness.
Because I changed. I did do all of the prerequisites for medical school. And then I was like, with 2 kids, this is not going to happen. The quarter that my dad died, I was taking 36 credits, and I still got a 3.49 something GPA. Don't ask me how. It just happened. Anyway, but so you go through and you think back and you're like, man, I did that and I did this and I did that, and you're like, man, you don't realize how many things you've done. And do you feel old? I don't feel old. I'm only 55. And somebody was telling me, we're old now. No, we're not. We're in midlife. We're not anywhere near being old. If you want, I said, if you want to be old and you want to call yourself old, that's fine. Don't include me in that. And that's, yeah. So,
Yeah. In my mind, I'm 16, but my body is a lot older than that.
mine is
still have a
too,
kid
but
in high school.
You what?
I said I still have a kid in high school, so it's.
I have a kid
I
in the
had him
second
at
grade.
40. I had him at 40, so
I had my first daughter at 38, and then my second one I was 40.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, my second one I was 39. So
My
I got a
oldest
late
boy,
start.
my oldest boy is 36. My youngest is 30, and I have an 8-year-old grandson I'm raising now.
Yeah.
So
Didn't you
you
just love that
started over.
advanced maternal age? Didn't you just love hearing that all the time? Advanced maternal age.
Oh, I know, and they want you to take all these extra tests and stuff.
But if you look or pay attention right now, a lot of the millennials aren't having kids early. Like my youngest son is 30, and he probably, if he has kids, I would be surprised if he has kids. He wants to maybe adopt a couple of kids. So he has a girlfriend, and I love her to death. And I don't know if either one of them want to physically have their own kids. So, I mean, I'm good with that. Whatever they decide to do, that's their lives, right? I'm just along for the ride. I'm just the spoiler of the child. That's my job.
Noel, Noel, you have a question. She's from Oso, Victoria. I know, so I'm gonna read it to you.
Okay.
She says, I'm wondering if I underpriced a vintage photograph book with 74 black pages, the kind where you put photos in with those corner stickers. Cover was in bad shape. Pages were good. $20.
Oh, yeah. You need to take that. Did you sell it already? That's what I want to know. You need to price that at least $100, or you need to take those photos out of the scrapbook. Doesn't matter if they're glued in, it doesn't matter. Just cut them out and sell them separately. You should at least get at least $10 a piece for those photos. If there is a store background, a city street, a car, something cool in the background, you're going to get even more. So yeah, you underprice that.
I don't know if it had pictures in it based on what she wrote, but I didn't realize those were worth that much money.
They're worth a poop ton of money.
Just the blank album.
I'm trying to watch my language. I'm pretty proud of myself here.
With the little,
yeah, my 14-year-old kind of took over some of the pictures that were in our garage that my grandmother had. She has some tin types, but I told her they're not hers to keep, but if she wants to display them in her room for whatever reason.
The tin types are really worth money. Now, if you go to an estate, so I'm going to open up a whole can of worms here. Most people don't look at slides. Oh, hey, come on over. We're gonna have a 5-hour barbecue and show you the slides from our vacation. Those kind of slides.
Yeah.
And everybody's wishing they brought a flask with whiskey or whatever in it.
We did that back in the 80s. We did that in the 70s and 80s. That was our family entertainment.
So you will see the slide. You will see the slide carousels and boxes at the Goodwill bins, and most of the time people just throw them away. I always look in those because they will have slides. Sometimes they'll have slides in them. Now, somebody that's not driving, look up vintage slides and look at the comps on those. They go for crazy money. And people that don't have the time to sort through them will just sell a collection. And most of the people that saved those slides were very good about documenting what was on them. So that so you won't even necessarily need to look at them. Like I have probably, oh my gosh, I don't even want to get into this. I probably have 10,000 slides. If they have slides, they have a slide projector. So don't tell me you don't have anything to look at them on. Because you can also hold a flashlight up to them and look at them, or you can put them on your scanner and scan them. There's actually an app. There's actually an app that you can get on your phone to look at slides. So some of those, if you can get ones from around the world, especially China, old China, and the Asian countries, and Germany and Russia, let me just tell you something. Those slides go for buku dollar, and you can sell the slide projectors. They usually, if they have slides, they have the slide projector, and they probably have a handheld viewer that you can look at slides one by one into. So the last estate sale I went to that had those, they had the slide carousels in a big box. Each carousel was in a box, and then the slides were in those 9 boxes were in a box, and nobody looked at them. Upstairs, they had in the room where the toys were, on the first day, there were people looking at them like crazy, but nobody's buying them. On the third day, I went back, and it was all there. Nobody took it. She gave me the slide carousels because she didn't realize they had slides in them. And I said, they have slides in them. And she goes, nobody wants them. Just take them. So
Wow.
this guy had written the date and where they were on every slide, every one of them. So they're worth a lot of money. Look them up. Look up vintage slides, Kodak, film, unused film, Kodak or Fuji or any of those, Canon. If you find unused film, that is also worth a lot of money. So people that had slide projectors probably had the old Pentax and Canon cameras, and if you can get those for cheap, the cameras themselves may not be what's worth the money, but what you want to do when you look in those camera bags is see how many lenses are in there, because those lenses are big money and they still work on the newer digital cameras.
Aren't on the projectors, aren't just the boxes, empty boxes, aren't they worth pretty good money?
They're not worth a lot, but I'll give you a tip. If you find those or somebody gives you a bunch, people use those for decorating, and they will set things inside them. So they'll make an assemblage, if you want to get really fancy with your words. They'll make assemblages out of them, and they do all kinds of things with them. So is there a market for them? Yeah, but for the most part, unless you want to hold on to them for a while, there really isn't. Unless you can try them and see, but there's different ways to sell them. But I personally wouldn't mess with them unless you need one for a viewer, right? Because usually if people buy a viewer, they already have the people that are collecting these, they already have a viewer or a projector or a slide projector, whatever you want to call it. They already have all that stuff. But those slide projectors can go for quite a bit of money. And I'm going to have to say, in my experience, a lot of the people that had the slide projectors and the slides also had a
I think we lost you.
A regular film projector.
I was just going to ask
Am I
you
here?
about that. The 5 millimeter, right? I
5 millimeters.
Yeah, I have a bunch of reels, and I have the what do you call it?
You have the projector.
I have the projector, and I have the film, the screen that you pull up, and I have all that. It was my grandma's. But I noticed, I think it's supposed to, in the projector, it's supposed to have 2 different mirrors. and one of the mirrors was broken. So I thought, well, maybe I could just go to a glass shop and have them cut me an exact copy of the one that's already
When
in there.
in doubt, part it out.
Exactly.
But
Or
I
you might
don't.
be
I
able to
want
find the
to reach
part.
out to because I want to be able to show my girls these, these videos or
Send
these not
your
videos.
videos. There's a company that you can send those videos to, and they will put them on DVD for you. Quit wasting your time on that stuff.
Yeah.
That's your pro. I'm not being mean. Don't take this person.
No,
Yes,
she
you
wants
are.
it for herself though. So
No,
she could
no.
probably find the part that somebody else has parted out and she
Okay.
can fix
I
it.
actually rather have it on a DVD myself
Let's be
but I thought,
realistic. Let's
yeah.
be realistic, you guys. I'm going to be 100% realistic. I can't see the chat, so have at me. I'm going to tell you guys how it is. You have stuff that was your mother's, that was your grandmother's that you don't want to part with. What is that? If you can't walk into your garage and start getting rid of stuff that you're hanging on, if you guys knew how much stuff I left at my farm that I have to drive by and look at every day, twice a day, do you think it's not killing me? If you can't walk away from some of that stuff, you can't take everything with you. It will drag you down through life. There is nothing you have other than your personal photographs that you can't get again. There is nothing that you own unless it was made for you by your kids or a personal photograph. Nothing, absolutely nothing that you cannot buy again. But by hanging on to it and leaving it in a box where the rats or the mice or whatever,
about that. Yeah.
you know, I mean, I lost a bunch of stuff too. Because if you're gonna store stuff, it needs to go in plastic.
Mhm.
It has to. They'll chew through that too. So
Yeah.
you know, when you leave your stuff in the plastic and all of that, whatever, you still got to go check on it. You can't rent a storage unit and leave it there for 20 years and expect it's all going to be okay when you come back, because it's not, right? You know, I mean, we've all been there. We've all seen it. We've seen videos of storage units and whatnot. But I get back to that because I have come to the opinion for myself, if you don't use it, lose it. So either sell it or give it away. If it, you know, there are things that we keep. I got rid of almost all my knickknacks. I don't like dust. I hate dust, and I'm not gonna dust. So if I'm not gonna dust and I'm not gonna hire a housekeeper, why should I keep it if it's just dragging me down? Is it pretty?
Right.
It's all pretty.
Noel, somebody asked you a question for individual for slides. How do you photograph? Do you it says, how do you photograph individual slides for listing on eBay? Do you do them individually or do you do lots?
I haven't sold any of mine yet because that's a tedious. It's just like going through the GI Joes, right?
Right. Right.
And the Legos. So that all of that stuff is meant for my home office. So I will take a tote or I will take a box of all of that stuff because I don't want. Okay, right. I'm about to my my warehouse storage unit, and I literally got internet just for my storage unit because I couldn't use my Rollo wireless printer that I specifically got for this place or anything else because it was a shared network. Well, I don't want anybody having access to that stuff on a ship. Forget it. Forget about it. So they say. Anyway, you guys were talking about shelving earlier. What did I do? And am I still there?
Yeah.
You are.
I commented in the chat that I did a deep dive into the shelving universe.
I saw that.
Like I went everywhere and got the prices and the sizes and the you know, the weight and the height and how long and how wide they are. Because oh man, where's my key? There's so many keys, you guys. It's ridiculous.
We're
So
gonna
I
start.
ended,
We're gonna start wrapping up pretty soon. So show us quick because we both had to go at one.
Oh, yep.
We missed. I don't know if we said hi to Gloria Van Tassel. She says she's going tomorrow to a Catholic church thrift store to find items to sell
Ooh.
cheap. We have a Catholic thrift in a nearby town, and I love that store. I got some great plush there one time when they decided to have a half off sale. So that's awesome. And Cali girl in Oklahoma says she has a bob. Everybody's got a bob but me. I need a bob.
do you
My
need a
daughter.
bob?
Bob the tomato.
Oh,
We
And
have
you know what, guys? I just realized Sherry in the chat said thank you for the monkeys, and I had to go run. I saw Sherry bought like 7 or 8 monkeys from me this weekend on Mercari, and I had to go making sure because I was like, yeah, her name was Sherry. So thank you very much,
Oh,
Sherry.
cool.
That was very appreciated. That's funny though. I
Wow.
don't know you're a viewer.
Your storage unit looks so nice and organized.
so this is my warehouse, my working warehouse. All right. These shelves are Husky brand from Home Depot. They are 90 by 90. So they're whatever that is, 7.5 feet
Mm-hmm.
and
Nice.
7.5 feet tall. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm right next to the Portland to an airport. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down here I can slide photographs and whatever. But
So is
I
this your
have,
listed inventory?
except for
Is this
this unit of shelves right here, and this,
it's all
everything
the
that's
rest is listed?
everything is listed.
It's great.
And here's
Very
my
cool.
my plush. But so I keep a lot of listed ephemera in here. If you guys don't have a file cabinets are your friends for that kind of stuff.
It's a great
This is
idea.
this is all listed. There's my boxes.
Are those empty or do you have stuff in them that are ready to ship?
These are my shipping boxes.
I know, but is there stuff? Oh, I see. They're boxes of boxes. Okay, never mind. I gotcha. I see
Boxes
now.
of boxes. This
Yeah.
is this is the shipping stuff that I use all the time.
Okay.
It's kind of like my shipping table, I guess, but I bought this. This was my present to myself. So
Nice.
it's got, I keep all of there's a head in here. Watch out. This was the best feature. I have a sink.
Wow.
That was in your
clean.
unit?
Yep.
Wow.
So I can do all of my cleaning here. That's the
Great.
plan. So anyway, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a smaller one that's not 90 inches. All of this racking I had in my garage. This one's smaller, and this is all clothing, all vintage clothing, all of it.
Wow.
It cost, these shelves are, they're not cheap, but if you're seriously thinking, if you're doing this and it's your living, then you need to protect yourself and you need to protect your items, right?
Right.
And then I only used those black tubs came from Costco, and then all of these tubs are from IKEA. And why IKEA? Because at IKEA you can buy a lid or you can buy the tote. You can't do that anywhere else. You have to buy a tote and a lid. If you crack your tote, if your tote's not all it's cracked up to be, then you're screwed. And so this is a big one. It's like a 18-gallon, and then they have a shorter one. And then these are the ones that I buy for my plush, and they actually have wheels on them.
Nice.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to look at that because right next to the St. Louis Benz is an IKEA.
Oh, I love IKEA for this kind of stuff. And then you can build your shelves because you put these together yourself, right?
Right. You can get them the height you want.
You can build your shelves to fit your bins.
Yeah.
We have one set of those. We got them actually used, and they're like new. So we put them up in our garage. I would love to have more, but right now I don't have space for more.
Well,
Great.
and see that's kind of where I am. I have a bunch of shelving in my other unit, so I'm going to have to unload a shelf, move the shelves, and then load them back up. So I have touched all of these items a million times, and I am of the mindset you touch things as little as possible because it's a waste of time to continuously touch stuff, right?
Right, to shuffle it around.
Like doing scan sheets for the post office.
Yeah.
I've never done a scan sheet for the post office.
I quit.
And I probably will never do a scan sheet for the post office.
Yeah.
But my post office is close too, so 4 minutes.
That's good. All right. Robert and I are getting ready to go to a estate sale.
Before we go, I just wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat. I know we didn't acknowledge everybody because we're not very good at that, but everybody commented, and I'm reading all your comments. Somebody mentioned cats. I've got cats. I love cats, and so thank you everybody. And I've started filming a plush haul, and that'll hopefully go up on my channel, Lizzie Faye Loves Books, very soon. But right now I'm just coming out of a big, huge reading project since I read 74 books in the month of May. So including
this is the best thing in the whole unit.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Watch TV.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh. All right. Okay, I got one more question. Amy is asking me, what is a scan sheet? If you do bulk edit labels in eBay, you can print out a scan sheet so that when you take that item, your items to the post office, they only have to scan the barcode on that scan sheet, and it includes all of the items that are being shipped instead of having each one individually scanned at the post office. But it is tedious and cumbersome, and it
doesn't always work.
And Amy, we talked about it at the beginning of this live. So if you go back and watch the beginning, because I wasn't sure what it was either, because I've never done that. So we talked about it a little bit more, so you can go back and check it out. But thanks, Rebel, for having me on. I've got to go film some videos. Good to see you, Noel.
Go source. My favorite part of the job.
Go get some more stuff because we all need it
to add to my piles. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Look at the jewelry.
Yes.
All right.